All right. What's up, guys? Um, okay, so let's just be honest. This looks like a freaking disaster. Um, I don't have the luxury of building this at where I live, where I'm renting. Just you can't store a trailer. There's no driveway, or the driveway is very minimal. Um, so basically, I have to go out and keep everything here and kind of build while I'm in here, right? So anyway, it looks like a mess. It'll continue to look like a mess. So I apologize ahead of time. Just it is what it is, right? All right. So let's talk about a couple of things. One of the things first, one of the things I recently got done was this, and I'll do a more, in-depth review of what I did here. Um, Currently, I am using it with this guy just because it gives me more floor space and it helps when you're not tripping over everything, right? To actually be able to have some room to move around while you're trying to cut pieces. But in essence, that's where I'm going to have the griddle so I can cook there. Then I've got these things right here that are going to go above it so that way when I'm not cooking, I still can use this space for putting stuff, right? So long story short is one of the things you come over here and you'll notice that it's real dark. One of the things I still have to get with the electrician, because if you look here and So I have a distribution panel right there. That's my 120 distribution panel coming off my inverter. What happened is somewhere coming out of here and going on down the right side of the trailer, there is a short. So basically, we've disconnected the right side power until I can get him back out here. It's around Christmas time, New Year's, he's got family stuff, totally understand. But I want to get back with him to get that, to identify where the short is and then get it reconnected. And then I'll be able to put right where you see that wood pedestal right there, I'm going to have a lamp. And then I'll probably put another lamp somewhere, maybe right even here. You see I've done this so that there's the actual door, and here's just some reflectix that I put in. I'm trying to just minimize any areas that have the least insulation to be able to reserve the heat, or to be able to be more efficient with heat. Now, one of the things that you'll notice is right here. Let's see if we can get a better look at this. All right, so number one is out in the truck. I only put it there probably about 20 minutes ago. It is actually, according to my phone, -6 degrees outside. So I imagine this 5 degrees will continue to go down. But if you look inside, it is 52 degrees, right? Right now, I've got my heater going here. This is the one that's vented outside. And I have this indoor Big Buddy. The only reason I have this going is I'm trying to increase the temperature. I'll do one of the things I want to do, both for me as a test and going forward, just to, kind of see how well the insulation is working, is once it gets the temperature that I want, I'm going to cut that off. And I really believe that even if it's -6, just this heater here, right? It's a propane heater that's vented to the outside, so there's no way it would poison me. The top output is 9,000 BTU, or it can be 4,000. I really think once it gets to the temperature I want, it will keep that. Either it may knock down to 4,000. It could potentially knock off for a little bit of time and then have to keep coming back on. But I mean, I've really put a lot of work in trying to insulate this. So I'm really curious to see how well it'll do. I will get another picture of this because I realize it looks kind of weird having the having this set up this way with the miter saw. Now, one of the things I do want to say, and I'd like to have another video talking about this separately, but I did finally decide to invest in this, and I have been exceptionally pleased with it. For a long time, I just would use a handyman, great guy, did wonderful work, and just let him do a lot of this. And, he did, like I said, he did great work, but it gets expensive. And he always said for some of this stuff, I could do it myself. And I finally said, you know what, for the cost of him doing some things, some of the structural stuff I certainly wanted him to do, but now that we're getting into more cosmetic, more shelving, stuff like that, where I'm going to put it up and then I could really change my mind and tear it all down and then build it separately. Having the ability to do it myself made a lot of sense. Plus, it's more function than core reliability, meaning that if I'm out in the middle where somewhere stuck and I do something myself that's not perfect, this will still stand. It looks ugly, right? If I decide this is the layout I want, I will probably redo it, make it look nicer, use better material. But for right now, I'm just trying to decide if I like this layout, right? So I think it does make a lot of sense for me to do it myself now that I have the tools. And I will say, like I said, I'll probably do another video. But he'd always mentioned having the right tools makes a huge difference. And I have to agree with that, just because being able to use this tool and it cuts straight. It doesn't, it's not like you're using a skill saw and it can cut, you have to hold it, or you're just, it can be very frustrating with not being able to cut things exactly to the length you want them, and then things don't fit. Not to say that, like I said, this is a work of art by any means, but having the right tools does make your accuracy and make your confidence level, in my opinion, really go up, even though there is an investment in this, right? So, yeah, today, what my goal is, really is more in the truck, but, well, two things. I wanted to see how well this did in -6-degree weather, right? And like I said, I'll try and take another video once it gets there. See, we're already down, if you can see that, we're already down to 4 degrees here, and I imagine we'll be getting down into the negatives pretty soon for the outside temperature, whereas the inside temperature is 54 and climbing. Now, once again, guys, there's not a lot of room here, so when you have to build everything, you kind of throw stuff. I'm not living in it yet, so all I do is I come here and try and get stuff done, right? But I'm working on the truck. I'll take another video of that, trying to get that where I can have a better storage situation. Next thing after I do that is I'm going to work in what I call the garage area, which is the little bit of space between that wall and the actual outside of the trailer, where when I take down the gate, I've got the bigger propane tank, which I'll take a video of, and I'm going to have room for storage. One of the things being the spare tires, right? It's to the point where I need to go ahead and get that done. I haven't put water in the tanks yet. That'll be a whole another video, because I don't want these things to be marathons. I'd rather them be topical. It's just, this is kind of an overall update of where things are at. But yeah, I haven't put water in the tank yet because I'm not keeping this heated. Like I said, I can't keep it at my place and keep it plugged in. I don't see a reason, if there's a day or two that goes by and it's, in the single digits or negative digits, why I should keep this heated, because it would burn, as you can imagine, a little bit of propane. But once I do start living this full time, I will go ahead and put water in the tanks. And to be honest with you, probably in the next week to week and a half, well, probably a week and a half, I need to go ahead and do a full shakeout. I've had things hooked up, or at least in place, but actually tested. So obviously I want to make sure I get that tested, and hopefully, cross my fingers, any bugs worked out before I'm, full time in here and depending on this for my daily activities. But anyway, and one of the things you'll see, I'll do a separate video on insulation. I have a lot of ideas. People may watch this, may not. Either way, it's fine. But I'll be honest. It's been a lot of fun, and I'm really proud of it. Even though some things look horrendous, the function of them is really good. You'll see. I'll talk about how I made that false wall, and then what you see around it is foam that I've sprayed all the way in any cracks to try and eliminate any air passage, and just provide additional insulation between here and what the little space on the other side, what I'm calling the quote-unquote garage. So yeah. I don't know. Very exciting. Very exciting. Another thing I'll be doing soon, I don't know that I'll get it done today, is I'll actually be running this. Right now I have the propane tank here. I'll be actually cutting a hole, and then on the other side of there is the 100-pound propane tank that I'll actually be connecting it to instead of just running it off this 20-pound tank. Yeah, so still a lot of work to do, just for the things that you see. Plus I want to have this, computer area once the tank and the thing gets running. I really plan on this being my computer area. I want to have some storage here for, I'm using crates as my standard for storage. And I'm going to build some shelves in for that computer area. And then I have a futon base that I may or may not use, and make this kind of a couch, plus probably put in some shelving right here to be able to help store some additional things for the kitchen. So we'll see. It's a work in progress. And to be honest with you, one of the things I've really found out is that as you do this, you have one thing in mind of how things will be, and then it changes, right? Both from a functional standpoint, saying, oh, wait, I really want to do this now. I thought I wanted to do that. Plus, hey, this would be more efficient. It would just be more, it just work better. But the issue is sometimes you have to draw a line in the sand and say, you know what, here's my 1.0 version, right? I can change it in the future, but I need to get, I can't keep changing little things because there's big things that haven't been done at all, right? I need to get everything at least functional. Then I can come back and work on a 2.0 of optimizing certain things. So it's not saying I'm trying to make things crap, but I just can't. You have to say the value of time, right? And to me, I will actually be, as things are planned now, living in this in within 3 weeks. So for me right now is I need to get it functioning, even if it's not necessarily my ideal, with the idea that once it's functioning, I can always come back and make adjustments. And to be honest with you, one of the things I love about trailers, it could be vans, it could be whatever, but one of the things I love about this versus an RV is I feel 100% confident in making any change I want to, right? I mean, unless it's a core system like plumbing, or 120, or the inverter, something like that, that's a little bit different. But as far as shelving, as far as where I put something, how I, arrange the tanks versus the bed versus this, I feel completely comfortable doing this. Whereas an RV, I always felt like if I make a change, number one, it'll stick out because it won't be as polished as the rest of it. And number two is if I mess something up, where the hell am I going to go to get a replacement that looks the same? Here I bought everything at Home Depot. I can get the colors, I can get the wood, I can get anything I want. I can just walk over there and replace this, right? And there's time involved, but it's not like, you know, an RV where you've got some special, you know, wallpaper or this design or that design that you have to get the same thing or it looks really weird, right? And for some people that can mix and match, maybe that's not a big deal. I don't have that skill set. So for me, knowing that I can just put things the way I want to, and then if it turns out that it sucks, I can go back to zero for me and go back to the way it was pretty easy. It's all within what I feel was within my comfort zone. So anyway, this is an update. I will try to post another, you know, kind of add on to this video. I'm going to stop this one here